Hi boys and girls, it's Friday, October 2nd. This is our last reading lesson of the week. Okay, we've been reading about special pets this week and how pets are special and what we need to do to take care of them. Okay, there are some things that you're going to need for today's lesson, so I'm going to show you all of those so you can pause me if you need to and get it. So you're going to need your big reading book. You're going to need, if you have it, it's this paper here. And it looks like this, and it should say flip right here. If it says friends, then you have the wrong one, which some of my kids might have the wrong one. I got very confused this week, and I'm sorry, some of you probably did not get this, and that's okay. We'll just do it together on here. You don't have to send me a picture, obviously. You just do it with me on the video. If you have it, you'll be able to color in the answers on your paper, okay? And the other thing you're going to need is the paper from your workbook that looks like this. It should be in your Friday packet, and it has the bat and the fish and the chick on it. So those two papers, if you have them, in your big reading book. Okay, so first we're going to start with our big reading book. And what I need you to do is I'm going to have you reread Flip. You can reread it to yourself, you can read it to somebody, you can read it to your pet. Find somewhere to read it, or read it with somebody. If you want to take turns reading, that's fine too. So read it so you remember what it's about, and then you're gonna come back and unpause me, and you're gonna have your book. You can leave it open and get ready for this if you have it. Okay, because we're gonna use our book to help us with this if we need to. Okay, go ahead and pause me and read Flip. Okay, so now you have read Flip. You have your book ready in case you need to look inside to help you with the answers. I'm going to lay mine next to me on my chair. Okay, and now you need this. If you don't have it, you're just going to look here. Okay, so we're going to answer some questions about the story Flip. All right, so let's make this fill the page. There we go. All right, I know it's kind of small, so I might make it a little bigger here. There we go. Okay, make sure you put your name where it says name because you have to get used to that. Okay, so this is for the story Flip. Number 1 says, why is this story fantasy? So what made it fantasy, not real? Is it because kids can't go to school? Or a dinosaur can't play with kids? Or the teacher can't be mad? Which one of those things can't happen in real life that made that a fantasy? Color in next to the answer that you think it is. If you don't have it, just think about which answer. Okay, number 2. What happens at the beginning of the story? Flip does a dance, Flip plays at the park, or Flip goes to school. Think about the key details. What happened at the beginning of the story? Flip does a dance, Flip plays at the park, or Flip goes to school. All right, number 3. Why is Miss Black mad? She was mad. Why was she mad? Was it because Flip makes a mess? Or the boy doesn't do his work? Or is it because she lost her book? Why was Miss Black mad? Number 4. How does Flip help Miss Black? I'm going to make it a little bigger. So we're on number 4. How does Flip help Miss Black? He goes home, he cleans up his mess, or he lifts her up. Think about in the story the key detail. Well, she needed help. What did Flip do to help her? He goes home, he cleans up his mess, or he lifts her up. Okay, and the last one is, how does Flip feel at the end of the story? Now, we have our books open by us because if we're not sure, you can always come back in and look. I'm going to go to the end. And I can see where Miss Black is smiling and Flip looks happy. And it says, at the very end, it says, Flip is glad. Let's see if one of those answers matches that. Was he sad, unhappy, or glad? It said, didn't it? And he looks happy, he looks glad, and it says he is glad. So my answer would be glad. Okay, so let's go back up now because I didn't give you the answers, so let's check and see how you did. Okay, so number 1 was, why is this story fantasy? What did we mark? Because a dinosaur, it was this one in the middle. A dinosaur can't play with kids. No. Okay, number 2, what happens at the beginning of the story? What was that one? Where did Flip go? Right, Flip goes to school. That was at the beginning. Why is Miss Black mad? When he went to school, he made a mess, didn't he? Do you remember that? So when he went to school, he made a huge mess. So that was the answer. Flip makes a mess. That is why she was mad. All right. And then number 4 said, how does Flip help Miss Black? Well, she couldn't reach. And he lifted her up. So how does Flip help Miss Black? He lifts her up. And then we kind of did number 5 together. So how does Flip feel at the end of the story? We said he felt glad. Glad. Okay. I hope you did well. If you didn't, make sure that you change to the right answer and be thinking about how we found those answers and how it's important to understand a story and what it's about so you can answer questions about it. Okay? All right. So now for our next thing, we're going to look at that paper I told you that you would need. Oh, not that one. This one. Okay, so let's get this one. Pause me if you need to. All right, so this is pretty simple. I like this because I think that we use this a lot, and you've probably actually heard this word when you do pictures, when you draw pictures. I don't know if teachers have ever told you to use labels for your pictures, and if not, this is what it means. So here's a bold word. It means it's important. Labels are words or phrases that name people or things shown in a picture or photograph. So if you see a picture, you might see labels on it to show what each thing is. So we're going to see that in our story that we're going to read next, okay? So these pictures have labels. We're going to read the label and use the labels to complete the sentence. So this person drew a bat, and then they drew an arrow and wrote the word wing because they want you to know that this is a wing on the bat. It's called a label. Okay? So the bat has a wing. We're going to write the word wing on the line. That is a label. Sometimes labels, there'll be more than one label. They might have one that points to his head and then it says head. You might point to his feet and say feet or claws. Okay, here's a fish and the label is pointing and it says fin. The fish has a fin. Let's write fin on the line. Right? And the last one is the chick has, and then that says fuzz, fuzz. because that's kind of an important characteristic of a chick. The chick has fuzz. It's not really feathers yet. It's more like fuzz when they're babies. So it's kind of pointing out the important features of those animals. So they're labeling them for you. That's what a label is. Okay. So if your teacher says, I want you to draw a fall picture and label it. I do that sometimes. So if you have to draw a fall picture and label it, you might draw pumpkins and pretty leaves, maybe geese flying over top, and you would label each thing. You could label like leaf, pumpkin. You might point an arrow and write the word geese. Different things that show a fall makes it a fall picture. Okay. All right, so we have one more story to read, and we're done with this. The other side was up to your teacher if they wanted you to do this writing or not. This is part of your writing. It's up to your teacher, or my class, if you want to do it just for fun, you can. I know I did put an X on it, and if I didn't, it needs an X on it, unless you want to do it. Okay, so let's go out of there. And now we have, in our big book again, you're going to find this story, and it's called What Pets Need. And it's on page 64. And pause me if you need to until you find the story. Bring you up a little bit closer here. So what pets need? Okay. So up here it always tells us what kind of a story it is. So the genre means what kind of a story it is, and the genre is nonfiction. So I'm going to go ahead and play that.
Genre, nonfiction. Compare texts. Read about how to give pets what they need.
Okay, so nonfiction means, I always think of it as not fake. So it's real. Sometimes nonfiction will have photographs and real pictures. So these are about real pets, and this is a real boy and a real girl. Okay, so the title is
What Pets Need.
What Pets Need.
What do pets need? Iguana.
Okay, so he read us the title, What Pets Need. Then he read us the first page, What do pets need? And then here's a label, and he read the label. That is an iguana. Need is bold, and it's an important word in the story. We're going to talk about the needs of different pets. Okay, so now we're going to see, we have some labels, so he's going to read you the story, and then I think the labels when he's done with this part.
Like all living things, pets need food. Some pets eat seeds or plants. Parrot. Hamster.
Okay, so pets that eat seeds or plants, these were two examples of pets that would eat seeds or plants. Parrot and a hamster. Let's see if we can read that. Living things is the bold word. That's the important word in this page. Like all living things, pets need food. Some pets eat seeds or plants. Parrot, hamster. Okay, so all pets, one of the things they need is food. Aw, so we have a label, and look, there's 3 different lines because there are more than one. And actually, they could have even drew a line to the 4th one there. And then there's another one down here, so there's 5 of those kittens. All right, let's see. Oh, so let's see what they need.
Some pets eat meat or fish. All pets need fresh water. Kittens.
Okay, let's read that about kittens. Or some pets. Some pets eat meat or fish. All pets need fresh water. Okay, so on the other page 8, seeds or plants, and on this page you're talking about some pets eat meat or fish, like a bear. Okay, so kittens are one of those kinds of pets that would eat meat or fish. And all pets need fresh water. Right. Okay, one more page and a label of a dog.
Pets need a safe home. Pets need our love and care. Dog.
Okay, so care is an important word on here. That was one of our vocabulary words, care. Okay, let's try to read it. Pets need a safe home. Pets need our love and care. Dog. All right, so think about all the things it told us that pets need. Can you name some for me? Okay, yep, they need food and they need water. They need love and care and a place to live, right? Depends on what, like if they need a cage or something different. Okay, so that story you can reread this weekend for homework along with Flip and A Pig for Cliff. Those are your 3 stories to read for homework over the weekend. And before we end this, I want to play this very last thing here.
Make connections. What do you think Flip needs?
So Flip was in the other story. So Flip was a dinosaur. Think about what his needs might be if you had a pet dinosaur like Flip. What would be some things he would need? And he's an animal, so he would need some of the same things, right? So think about that and tell me some things he might need. Right, he's going to need food, he's going to need water, he needs a place to live, and he needs love and care, just like any other pet. Okay, boys and girls, that's the end of our reading lesson. The only thing, if you want to send a picture to your teacher, if you want to send it of the questions we did, if you have it, or the label page, or if you're just going to bring it in, then you don't really need to do that. Just make sure you message something to your teacher every day to be counted as present, okay? And whatever your teacher has told you. Okay, it's been great teaching you reading this week, and I will be teaching it again next week. So we will, and I think our theme is let's move. So we're going to do some movements. We're going to read some stories about movements and how we move. Okay, so this week was pets. Next week, let's move. All right, have a great weekend, boys and girls. See you Monday.